good thing. Let's take a look at how to make sentences. If you want to speak English correctly, you need to not only pronounce words, but you have to put them in the right order. So we're talking about grammar now. We're asking questions. We're asking questions about nutrition labels, and we're trying to put the words in the right order, because I know that in English, sometimes you get confused about how to put the words in the right order to make sentences. We have two things we want to do. We want to make the question version, and we want to make the answer. Now, we're asking questions. When you write them, of course, you have to put a capital letter at the beginning and a question mark at the end of a question. If it's a statement, you have to put a period at the end, right? Now, we're referring to the nutrition label in Activity 27, the one we just talked about. So all the information that is in your answer has to be from that nutrition facts label. Okay, so let's take a look at the box, which gives you some patterns to use for making the questions with how much and how many. All right, so how much or many plus your first noun. And you have to make it singular or plural depending on count or non-count. And you have to say is there or are there. Is there is for non-count. Are there for count nouns. And then we have to say per serving or in one serving. All right, that's one pattern that we're practicing. Another pattern is how much or many plus the noun does one, and then you have to have a container or package or bottle or bag contain. All right. The third pattern we're using is how much or many, noun one, come or comes from noun two, from one serving. All right. And the last pattern is how much of the daily value of noun one is provided by noun two. All right. These are the patterns to use. You can refer back to them. But let's make the real sentences because that makes more sense. Let's look at the first one. The first question is about servings. So are we going to say how many or how much?
How many?
Many, right. We're going to use how many. So when we say how many, do we say is there or are there?
Are there.
Are there. Great. Okay. And when we talk about container, we say per container. So we say how many servings are there per container?
How many servings are there per container?
Let me hear you say it. How many servings are there per container?
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 All right, so when we look at the nutrition facts label, we can answer this question by looking right at the top under the nutrition label, the nutrition facts line. So what's the answer?
There are 4 servings per container.
There are 4 servings per container. Right, there are 4 servings per container. There are 4 servings per container. Can I hear you say that?
There are 4 servings per container.
Okay, very good. Now, we have our number 2. We have the words are, calories, how, in, many, one, serving, there. Okay, now we need to put those all in the right order to make a sentence. How many calories are there in one serving? Good. How many calories are there in one serving?
There are 90 calories in one serving.
All right, so we looked at the fact label, the nutrition fact label, and we answered there are 90 calories in one serving. Let's say it again. There are 90 calories in one serving.
There are 90 calories in one serving.
All right, number 3. We have number 3, calories come from fat, how many, and we have to put this in a sentence. So we want to say,
How many calories?
how many calories come from fat? Again, please.
How many calories come from fat?
One more time.
How many calories come from fat?
How many calories come from fat? Okay, so we look at our nutrition facts label and we can give the answer.
30 calories come from fat.
30 calories come from fat. Again,
30 calories come from
30 calories come from fat.
30 calories come from fat.
And number 4, we've got fat contained does how much serving total. So we can put those in a sentence. We're going to ask,
How much total fat does one serving contain?
how much total fat does one serving contain? Everyone.
How much total
Does
fat?
one serving contain?
Again, please. How much total fat does one serving contain? And when we look at the fact label, we've found the answer. What's the answer? One serving contains 3 grams of total fat. One serving contains 3 grams of total fat. Everyone.
One serving contains 3 grams of total fat.
Okay, now number 5, we have cholesterol, how, is, in, much, one serving there. We got to put them all in the right order. What is our question? How much cholesterol is there in one serving? Okay, let's say that again. How much cholesterol is there in one serving? One more time. How much cholesterol is there in one serving? Okay, and so when we look at the nutrition facts label, we give the answer.
There is no cholesterol.
There's no cholesterol in one serving. Or there's no cholesterol in this product. Or there's no cholesterol at all. All right? You can say something like that. There's no cholesterol, period. Or there's no cholesterol in this food. There's no cholesterol in this product. All right? Because 0 means none. All right, number 6. We have sodium, much, contain, does, how, one, serving. Put it all into a question.
How much of the daily value of
How much?
vitamin A?
Serving. How much sodium does one serving contain? Let's say that again. How much sodium
How much sodium
does one serving contain?
does one serving contain?
All right, one more time together. How much sodium does one serving contain? All right, let's look at the answer. The answer is 1 serving contains 300 milligrams of sodium. All right, let's say that again. 1 serving
One serving
contains 300 milligrams of sodium. Is it milligram or milligrams? Plural, because more than 1, we have 300. All right, let's say that again. Ready? 1 serving contains 300 milligrams of sodium. Number 7, we have daily value. How is much of 1 provided by serving the vitamin A? This is a very long one, but we can do it. So what's our first words? How much? How much of the daily value of vitamin A is provided by 1 serving? Okay, this is a long one. I'll say it to you in phrases. How much of the daily value of vitamin A is provided by 1 serving? Okay, if you got that, your grammar is very good. If you didn't get it, I hope you get it now. Let's try saying again. Ready? How much of the daily value of vitamin A is provided by 1 serving? Okay, phew. Now we finished the question. Let's get the answer. What's the answer?
Provided by 1 serving
80% of the daily value of vitamin A is provided by 1 serving. Ooh, okay, so this one's another long answer. And if your grammar is good, this is how you make the sentence with the correct subject, verb, object. And this one has some passive voice in it. Is provided by 1 serving, that's a passive voice. All right, let's say it again. 80% of the daily value of vitamin A is provided by 1 serving. All right, next one is coming, a very, very easy one. It only has a few words. Serving, what is size the?
What is the serving size?
What is the serving size? Whew, that's easy, right? What is the serving size? What is the serving size?
What is the serving size?
The size. What is the serving size?
What is the serving size?
Good, very nice question. Give me an answer.
The serving size is 1/2 cup.
All right, the serving size is 1/2 cup or 114 grams. All right, let's say that. The serving size is 1/2 cup
1/2 cup
or 114 grams.
or 114 grams.
That's what we see at the very top, right? We see the serving size is 1/2 cup or 114 grams. One more time.
The serving size is 1/2 cup.
A serving size is 1/2 cup or 114 grams.
Okay, any questions? All right. Question? Go ahead. Number 2, okay. Number 2? Number 2? The practice quiz?